5 years ago, I married my best friend, and we were very excited to start a family together. I think most people dream of having kids and thought it would happen pretty quickly, and unfortunately, it didn't. It took over a year and a half of constant negative pregnancy tests, and it was very, very discouraging. With every negative result, your heart just broke a little more. Finally, after a year and a half of trying, we finally found out we were expecting our first child, and we were thrilled. I think the excitement just overwhelms you. Shortly after finding out we were pregnant, of course, like most pregnancies, I started getting sick and not feeling really well. And finally, at about 15 weeks, the sickness had ended and we were finally enjoying the pregnancy. We got to start the nursery, we were accepting gifts. I'm really starting to look forward to this child arriving. And then at 24 weeks, I had become violently ill and actually started struggling to breathe. Finally, my husband made me go to the hospital. Within 5 minutes of arriving at the hospital, we found out that we had lost our baby. Shortly after finding out that we had lost our baby, we found out I was pretty much fighting for my life. It took about 24 hours to get me stable. Finally, after about 48 hours of this nightmare, we were told that we were going to deliver the baby. Stillbirth, beautiful baby boy that we named Bennet. We chose the name Bennet because it meant blessing. And even though we were heartbroken, we were determined that that's what he was going to be. We had about an hour to hold him and look at his hands and his fingers and his toes, and saying hello and goodbye within an hour was just devastating. A close family member gave us a book called Empty Cradle, Broken Heart, and it was fabulous. Those extreme times when I felt just overcome with grief and frustrated and do we want kids, don't we want kids, I turned to this book to read stories of how other parents dealt with a loss like this. And this book completely goes through the process, and it was so comforting, and it brought us so much peace. And I don't know how we would have dealt with those first couple weeks without it. Community members just started donating money to us in his memory, and the mail each day was flooded with cards and monetary gifts. And we were faced with quite a substantial amount of money that, shockingly, we didn't know what to do with. Nothing felt right. So my husband and myself decided that we were going to buy Empty Cradle, Broken Heart by Deborah L. Davis, and we were going to donate these books to the hospital to give parents who had situations just like ours and didn't know what to do. It was so beneficial to not only them but to us to get to meet other people who were facing the same lifestyle that we were now dealing with, and we didn't want to stop. So we decided that we would make a nonprofit called Books From Bennett, that we could continue to raise money and purchase these books to continue giving to families who have lost children due to miscarriage, stillbirth, and neonatal loss. After starting the nonprofit, there was still a question of, were we actually going to have a family? And it was answered pretty quickly. My heart was just so longing for a child. And within 3 months, we found out that we were finally expecting. I saw the positive test and was so just overcome with joy. Finally, on August 13th of 2014, we delivered a beautiful, healthy baby boy we named Lawson. He's our rainbow baby, and he made that loss worth it in the end. Every devastating moment that we still carry with us, at least we can balance it with the pure joy that came from the time that they put Lawson in our arms. So after being so terrified of never having a family, we now have 2 beautiful children. We have Lawson, and we have a beautiful baby girl, Charlie Grace, who was born on July 13th of 2016.